The question is, how are we getting rid of sin in our lives? So you see in verse number 18, let's go back to John, because it speaks to exposing the hardness in the hearts of people, specifically in the context of our Bible study lesson and the hardness of heart of these people. But it also has application to you and I. In chapter 2, verse 18, Jesus had just turned over the money changers. He ran all the animals out. He made a show of them. And look what they say. What sign can you show us, seeing that you've done all these things? What they're saying really is who gives you the authority? That's what they're saying. What makes you think that you can do this stuff? They didn't harm him now, at least not yet, because he was bold. And they're saying, man, who is this? Who is this? Jesus answers and said to them, destroy this temple, and in 3 days I'll raise it up. They said, what? This temple, which by the way was yet to be completed yet. But up to this point, it took 46 years for us to build it. And you're going to raise it up in 3 days? No, look at verse 21. But he spake not of the physical building, but he spoke of his body. Now, I want to talk about that for a moment, because I think there's some revelation in that, because I want to deal with that from a sign perspective. It's clear that these people misunderstood, did they not? I said it's clear, is it not? They thought he was talking about the building, right? And he was talking about his body. But why couldn't Jesus just say, if you kill me, I'll raise myself up from the dead? That's clear. Is it not? Are y'all with me? Why did he seem to talk in a veiled statement? They were in the temple. It's natural for them to think about the building since they were in it. I'm trying to relate to you. Are y'all with me? Why didn't he just be plain? I'll tell you why. That's why Jesus spoke in parables. And there's one text that said there's no place he talked other than in parables. But why? Because Jesus wants you to dig. Jesus wants you to think. He wants you to ponder what he's talking about. He knows when you have a heart that longs to know the truth, you will seek more and you will desire his truth. Those who hunger and thirst after righteousness shall be filled. This is not for the faint of heart. It's not for something that you just think is going to jump off of the page. No, you got to dig. Pretty soon, a little bit later, and we're going to study because we read in the book of John, he says, those who eat of my flesh and drink of my blood, if you don't do that, you don't have a part with him. What? Sounds like cannibalism to me. I ain't going to be gnawing on you, Jesus. What is he talking about? Now, maybe you can see in the book of John, when we get there in the 6th chapter, it said, from this point, people said, I'm done with you. I can't get with this anymore. And then he turns around and looks at his disciples and says, are you going to go also? And look what he says. The words I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. The flesh profiteth nothing. See, if you want to be with Jesus, you got to study. So there is a great interdependency between the call of Jesus on your life and your effort. Did you hear what I just said? Yes, he's calling you, but you have to put forth some effort. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling, for it is God who's working in you, both the will and the doing of his good pleasure.